Hey, this is Fat Puppy here, and I'm on the very busy Loring Mill Road, and you'll hear traffic going by. And this is a little cemetery just on the side of the road. I've passed it for years and wondered what was here. So on my way to do several other things I'm doing today, I thought I'd just stop by and look. I guess you could call this an exploration video because I really don't know anything about this cemetery or its history. But the sign, I don't know if you can see it, but the sign says Mount Zion Lane Cemetery. Mount Zion to me sounds like the name of a church. And Lane, there's a lot of Lane members, Lane family members buried here. I'm going to assume that this may have started out as a church and just became a family burial plot. Much like the one that my grandfather and my dad are resting in up in Akron, Kentucky, just outside of Brandenburg. So I'm just going to go around and maybe just take a look at some of the oldest stones, memorials. Might do a little research. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but right now this is just an exploration video. By the way, if I find any pertinent information, I'll just post it in the comments below. If you know anything, you feel free to post too. Far and away from the other tombstones is Miss Emma Wright, born in 1902, died in 1943, and it says she's gone but not forgotten. As you can see, the cemetery is still being used, as is evidenced by that right there. That's brand new, about 2 months old. In November of 2020, Mr. Leroy Lane was buried here just 2 months ago. I really like to highlight the older stones, and that's what I plan on doing here. None of these stones are really all that old. I think 1940s is probably the oldest stones out here. But this right here, that's just an impressive memorial, I guess you could say. And I'm gonna move in closer so we can get a better look at it. I'm hoping I'm not too shaky for this, but and I don't like recording my shadow neither, but there I am. Anyway, James Israel, 1926 to 1967, who was a veteran of World War II combat unit. That would have been his wife, Lily Mae Tyndall, 1929 to 2017. And then here is their daughter, Lisa LaFrail, 1964 to 2018. And note she was cremated. That's something I'm not accustomed to seeing on there. I do notice here also it says that James Israel, I don't know if you can see there or not, is world-class entrepreneur. I like to follow that up and see what businesses he owned or what he was involved in. I can tell you this is not a cheap stone. So there's good money paid for this. Now this is the flip side of that stone. This is on the back side. And for those of y'all who don't know, that is a United Methodist moniker there. And in the Shepherd's Care. They're actually still alive. Reverend James Charles, born in 1956. And Shirley Ann Johnson, born in 1953. And here we have Stuart Ricardo Tyndall from 1958 to 2011. Apparently went by the name of Ricky Lane, or maybe that was just a fond name people like to call him. We have Henry Walter Lane, who was born in 1930, died in 1969. He died kind of young, it looks like 30, 69, that's about, what, 39 years old? My math stinks, by the way. But he was a veteran of the Korean War. I was stationed in Korea. I know a little bit about Korea. The final resting place of Hattie Sea Lane, 1928 to 1991. There is no stone marker, just that plate affixed to this poured concrete top, which is interesting with them squiggly lines. You don't see that very often, if ever. I don't think this was put here in 1918. Let me read this to you. It says Victoria, daughter of William and Harriet Lane, born December 31st, 1901, died October 27th, 1918. Died a young lady. You know, back then almost anything would kill you. There was a big, huge flu pandemic going on at that time, so she might have fell victim to that. And then we're going to read this. It says, gone to a prairie land of pleasure and love to join the bright band of angels above. And this would be Harriet Patterson Lane from 1877 to 1953. It says that she is at rest. And this would be the mother of Victoria Lane. This is a newer stone, William Lane. I'm thinking possibly the son of Harriet and William Lane. But given his birth date, 1899, died 1971, earth has no sorrow that heaven cannot heal. And again, here we have another military veteran. They have a lot of military veterans in this family. That's noble. Anyway, this is Gus Jackson. He was in the Air Force in World War II, born 1912 and died in 2006. Veteran Thomas Richburg, Private U.S. Army, 1912 to 1994. Here we have Sarah Lane Richbow, born 1884, died 1968, asleep in Jesus. And right next to her is Caesar Richbow, born 1892 and died in 1963. These are concrete poured stones, it looks like to me. No, it's not an old cemetery. I'm glad to see the cemetery is well taken care of. I assume by family members. It would have to be. The grass is cut. It's not overgrown with weeds. There's no trees growing where they don't belong. So kudos to the Lane family for taking care of this cemetery, this roadside cemetery on Loring Mill Road. And y'all have a good day.